Oh, hello. In today's video, we're going to talk about the latest hobby challenge, Tell Mr. Tabletoimbles What to Paint. I'm going to go through what I have in fact been told to paint, and I'm going to tell everybody what they are painting. So if you're not sure what's going on, during the month of August, all the paying members on the channel had the option to fill in a web survey to vote for which kill team I should paint next, and I agreed to be bound by their vote. They also had the opportunity to suggest how I should paint it, although I'm not necessarily bound by those suggestions, and in return they could choose to be allocated a kill team by me. And I will go and tell them what kill team they have to paint. So the idea was they gave me a short list of the teams they were willing to paint, and I picked one from that list. So, and then following today's video, we all have 3 months, so September, October, November, to paint the nominated team. And then at the end of November, we'll do another video where we show everybody's painted teams. You'll see my painted, team, and then you'll see all the others, and not counting mine or Zimbad's, everybody else will be entered into a competition, and me and Zimbad and Mrs. Tabletoimbles will pick first, second, and third as well. So the results of the vote is that I will be painting Brood Brothers. You can see here we had 1 vote for Farstalker Kimband, 1 vote for Commandos, 1 vote for Heretic Circle, 1 vote for Hearthkin Salvager, 1 vote for Void Dancer Troop, 1 vote for Hand of the Archon, 1 vote for Veteran Guardsman, 1 vote for Hunter Clade, 2 votes for Navy Breachers, and it was actually 5 votes for Brood Brothers. Now, this is a case of my community being kind to me in the video where I kind of explained what this challenge was all about. I went through all the different teams on my list of teams I'd be willing to paint, which was every team I didn't already have a team for. Brood Brothers was probably one of the ones that I was the most, I really want to do this anyway, I'm excited to do this, and a proportion of my community coalesced behind that. There are others who wanted to stretch and challenge me, but they couldn't agree, they couldn't coalesce on how they wanted to stretch and challenge me, so they all ended up voting for different things. So as a result, it is Brood Brothers that I'm going to be painting, okay? And we're going to have a look at the suggestions. So 4 of the people who voted for Brood Brothers, so there were 5 votes for Brood Brothers altogether. 4 of the people that voted for Brood Brothers wrote something about how I should paint the models. So we've got Flamingo Brood Brothers is one remark. Go for a known regiment that's been taken over. Have fun with odd purple flesh tones is another remark. Your mini's your choice is what someone else said, and I'd like to see purple in the scheme. So it seems like I'm going to try and incorporate some or all of those. Something like a specific regiment that's spoken to me that includes flamingo pink and purple in the colour scheme. Now, of course, I am free to deviate from that, and I'm not going to make any binding decisions today, but these are all things I'm going to bear in mind, and in 3 months' time be able to see how it is that you think I've done, in what ways I've honoured those suggestions, and in what ways I have completely ignored them. We'll see what happens. So, now comes on to the part of the video where everybody that voted, not just the 5 people that voted for Brood Brothers, but everybody that voted is going to be assigned a kill team from me that they have to paint. And we're starting with Hulk X90. So Hulk X90 wrote any non-Space Marine team, preferably also pick a colour which is not monochromatic. So this was really a lot of choice, right? Any team that isn't Space Marines and any colour scheme as well. You don't have to let me pick the colour scheme, but I was asked to, so I have. Now, Hulk X90, as some people may not know, is Honest Minis here on YouTube. Go in and give his channel a look and a subscribe, okay? And he typically on his channel paints a lot of, I won't necessarily call it grimdark, because that's a little bit controversial, but dark and moody painting. He experiments with oils. He does a lot of dark and grotty looking things. So I've decided to stretch and challenge him by telling him to paint in a synthwave colour scheme, such as the one here that I found on the internet. So you can see these really bright, vivid colours here. And so I worked backwards because he asked me for a colour scheme. I thought of the colour scheme first straight away, and then I was thinking, well, what kill team would look good that's not a Space Marine team? What kill team would look good in that sort of colour palette? And I think the Corsair Void Guard are particularly suited to quite loud and garish colours, because that's know it just seems to fit with the Eldar pirate vibe, that they'd be a bit gaudy and a bit ostentatious. So it'll be something very, very different to anything I've ever seen Hulk X90 or Honest Minis paint. I think a real challenge for him to try and paint in a different style and a different kind of miniature. So I'm looking forward to seeing those. That's your challenge for the next 3 months. You're going to paint some Synthwave, Corsair, Void Scott, and I can almost picture him shaking his head at the screen and in despair, but that's what we're going to do. It'll make good content for his channel as well. Kill Team Stream did the opposite. He gave me literally two choices. He's going to either paint Vespids or Aquilons from the new Kill Team Hivestorm box. So I know that Kill Team Stream generally themes all his stuff around the Imperial Inquisition. His stuff is really, really amazing, actually, and pretty inspiring. But because of that, like, Inquisitorial Aquilons seem really obvious. Like, it's just you paint them red and black, and they'd fit right in, right? So I want to see what he'd do with Vespid Stingwings. I think that's more of a challenging one that doesn't kind of go with all the other stuff that he's painted in the past, that I've seen anyway. So I'd love to see what Mr. Killteam Stream does with the Vespid Stingwings. So that's going to be his challenge for the next 3 months. Nightfall, long-time friend of the channel, Nightfall, wrote War and Peace in his suggestion book. So it's very special surprise Ecclesiarchy kill team, including Ordo Hereticus Inquisitor, Novitiate Punk kill team, Talons of the Emperor, Can I Pull Off Non-Metallic Metal, Hunter Clade, Exaction Squad, Random Colour Generator or Inspiring Artwork, Imperial Navy Breaches, Random Colour Generator or Inspiring Artwork, Tyrant's Legion Kazakin, Special Surprise Veteran Guardsman, True Scale Grey Knights Stormcast, including Narrative Order Malleus Inquisitor, Chapter Bouquet of Primaris Deathwatch, including Narrative Order Zealous Inquisitor, Kraken Intercession Squad, Badab Lamentus Scorpion Scout Squad, Ossified Badab War Sons of Medusa Kill Team, Ossified Badab War Astral Claws Kill Team, Chaos Demon 3D Prints, Galapox Infected Legionaries, a Bouquet of Chaos Watch, Astral Claws Legionaries in homage to Oro, Nemesis Claw, Tyrant's Legion Blooded Chaos Cult, Velgar Ravagers, Death Guard, Horus Heresy Colour Scheme, Warp Coven, 905th Persons with Horus Heresy Colour Scheme, Synthwave Corsair Void Scott. Already gave those before I'd read yours. Already gave those away to Honest Minis, right? So you can't be doing those again. Blades of Cain Normal, Blades of Cain Really Old School, Craft World 80s Hair Metal, Comorite, Random Colour Generator or Inspiring Artwork, Hand of the Corsair Archons, Mandrakes Normal, Mandrakes Old School, Very Special Surprise Void Dancer Troop, Cheese Brothers, More Friends to Backstab, yes. Aztec Farstalker Kinman, Herkin Jaeger in the style of Dwarfy Halfkin, Flamingo Jaeger, Mefrit Gar, Dynasty Heretic Circle, Commandos, can you put more squigs in it? Pathfinders, Random Colour Generator or Inspiring Artwork, Ossified Horus Heresy Salamanders Kill Team, Ossified Horus Heresy Night Lords Kill Team. So I read this list, I read it again, and I read it a third time, and it was just too much information to pick in my head. So I want to see Novitiate Punks. That's the one that lumps out. I love Sisters of Battle, and I've always loved the Eschers in Necromunda as well. And I'm assuming he's thinking of some kind of kit bash between the Novitiates and the Escher Gangers. That's what Novitiate Punk says to me. I don't really know what Novitiate Punk says to Nightfall, and that's the one that I won't be able to deal with never finding out what it is. So that's the one that he's got to go and do. Okay, so it's going to be your Novitiate Punks. That's sort of, if novitiates are the private school girls, or are we now going to see the comprehensive school girls? Is that the joke? I don't know. But yeah, that'd be cool. What will Alex McKinnery paint? So Alex McKinnery also wrote me quite a lot. He was like, Phobos dudes, painting Space Marines is tedious, I'd probably sneaky and weird and paint them as Loyalist Alpha Legion. Hand of the Archon, I'd probably get to these in time as part of my Aldari Inari Corsair army and paint them in metallic Sunblitz Brotherhood scheme. Cool models with fun specialists. Brood Brothers, who doesn't love insidious alien worshippers? Getting the Broodlord Patriarch on the table would be immense fun. Could picture a vibrant 2nd edition 80s scheme for these. Felgor Ravagers, goats. Warp Coven, Sangor are cool. Less excited by Trimtastic Wizard Boys. Arbites, I want to get these for Imperial Agents Army. Classic looking, but I imagine them being almost as dull as Marines to paint. That said, I think I'd build a squad using the Necromunda Palatine Enforcers. Dread colours have been done to death. Blue Steel Robocop look might be fun. Navy Breachers, as above, on the cards anyway. Possibly more exciting to paint than Arbites. Legionaries, painting CSM is hobby torture, but long ago I did have a Sons of Malice army I regret parting with. Quarter black and white trim, oh my, and that was my second. That's a really cool idea as well. That was my second choice, right? Mandrakes, hard to know how to do these other than box art style, like Hand of the Archon, or something that would join my 40k army. Heretic Circle, never painted a Necron, I used metallic and everything though, so I'll probably go for a ceramic look instead. Kroot, quite like the aesthetic, not so keen on drab naturalistic colours. Like Beastman, hard to get excited about. And then the one that clinched it, right? Commandos. You know, for a major race in the 40k universe, I forget these exist. It's a shame there aren't more orc options like the old freebooters. Flash Gits would be awesome. Custom weapons, crazy costumes, pirate hats, flags, eye patches. Alright. Pirate Commandos. Off you go, Alex. Yep. That was clearly the best pitch on there. Off you go. Enjoy. Slacker at Large. Slacker at Large said, Kazakin, Intercession, Strike Force Justian, Heretic Circle, or Space Marine Scouts. I've horribly slow at building or painting. I have a 2-year-old twin boys. The challenge will give me a deadline to hold myself to, thanks. So I thought about Slacker's list and I thought, well, we don't know if Strike Force Justian are going to be supported in the new version of the game. We don't know how long Intercession is going to be supported. Given that he said he has very little hobby time, I thought I'd pick for him the one that I knew, like, because it's a really recent release. It's going to be fully supported for, at least the next 3 years. It's going to give him a good team. So I thought I'd pick for him the Scout Squad. Yeah, I hope he enjoys painting his Space Marine Scouts and he finds the time over the next 3 months to get them done in time for the deadline. Massive crits at Inquisition, Arbites, Hand of the Archon, Chaos Cults. These are the teams in my backlog. I'm moving from Singapore to Barcelona, so I'm not willing to buy any more at the moment. That's fine. Not sure if I will manage to finish the challenge, but I'm going to give it a go. So I'm unconvinced that Inquisition and Chaos Cults are going to be fully supported in the next edition, so I skipped over those. So it was either Arbites or Hands of the Archon. Arbites, I think, are kind of poor for a hobby challenge because they really... Like, I just can't see Arbites in any colour other than the Arbites colours. Whereas Hands of the Archon, you can go whatever colour you want. They look really cool. So I thought there was a lot of more room for self-expression when it came to Hands of the Archon. So I went for Hands of the Archon for Massive Crit. So enjoy painting your Hands of the Archon Massive Crit. What will Hal paint? Finish the Dark Mechanicum from Evil Kill Team, Halfkin Salvage, Halfkin Jaegers or Scouts, easy with any of those. So you're not just getting away with finishing your Dark Mechanicum, that's cheating, you're going to have to do that anyway on your own time, okay? That doesn't get to do double bubble for a second hobby challenge. You've put both Votan teams in there, so I'm assuming that you like the idea of doing some Votan. Jaegers are cooler than Salvagers, both I think in terms of their rules and in terms of the models. I love the little trench coats. So yeah, you've taught me into giving you Harkin Jaegers. Enjoy painting your Jaegers, Hal. Okay. Bernhardt. So Bernhardt wrote a few things. Brood Brothers still on sprue. I do have the Minkalesk model, which I will try and incorporate somehow without simply doing a head swap. Trouble is, when you become a Gene Stealer cult, you go bald, and I just can't support making Minkalesk bald, so we're not doing that. Henkin Jaeger still on sprue. Kazakin, built and unpainted. If drawn or chosen, you can choose one of the 3 schemes, Urban, Desert or Snow, from the Duncan video for me to paint them in. I've also got the Kazakin Sergeant Mortans, the Unbroken model, to incorporate. So this is what we went for, but I'll cover off the other stuff first. Scout Squad, I still have plenty of bits from my new kill team. So these have been done as Space Wolves, but you see, I don't like Space Wolves, Bernhardt, sorry. I mean, yours are lovely, but I don't like them. And Nemesis Claw, I'm cheating here. I built them alongside the Mandrakes during a hobby stream for the Evil Kill team before deciding on the Mandrakes, but primed them at the same time and also did the blue undercoat. We're not, if you think it's cheating, we're not doing it, right? So we're going to do Kazakin. I think Kansakin are really cool. Cool minis. You should do the urban camo from the Duncan video, since you asked me which one to pick. And the reason I picked the urban camo is because I think that will fit in really well with the new setting of Killzone Volcus from the new Hivestorm box. If you paint your Killzone the same way the studios painted it, and then you'll have your urban camo Kansakin, and they'll just disappear inside it, and then you'll be able to show those Tempestus Aquilons, who the real elite troops of the Imperial Guard are. It's you guys with the elite points, surely. On to Mr. Dr. Laws, MDR Laws. He gave me a list. Hunter Clade, Exaction Squad, Navy Breachers, Kansakin Old Metal Models, Pathfinders, Intercession Deathwatch, Scout Squad Deathwatch, Phobos Deathwatch. So I reviewed a few, I removed a few straight away, so I wasn't going to give Hunter Clade because I'm just not sure those White Dwarf teams are going to be fully supported in the next edition. I'm pretty sure Intercession will be, but I'm not 100% sure, so I didn't decide to do those. Deathwatch Scouts don't make sense, Loz. The Deathwatch don't have Scouts, sorry. So I wanted to save you from making that mistake so that tedious fat people like me wouldn't keep coming up to you and going, well, actually, there you'll find that the Deathwatch don't have Scouts, because I can tell you that now and save you the embarrassment later on, because I know that everybody cares what people like me think about things like that, so, yeah. Of the remaining things, I don't know. I mean, you know, Exaction Squad, Breaches. I'm not a big fan of the Kansakin metal, so Exaction Squad, Breaches, Pathfinders, Salvagers, or Phobos. I decided to go for the Breaches. I think it'd be interesting. There's a lot of textures on the Breaches. You can paint the cloth in whatever colour you want. You can paint the metal in another metallic colour. You've got a little bit of freedom there. So, yeah, let's see what you do with the Imperial Navy Breaches. Lars, hope you enjoy painting those. What will Crimson Templar paint? So Crimson Templar gave me another list. Exaction Squad, but he needs to buy another box. Inquisitorial Agents, but he's never built but never primed or painted. Felgor Ravagers, Chaos Cultists, built but never primed or painted. Hearthkin Salvagers, built but never primed or painted. Night Lords, primed but not painted. Vet Guard, primed but not painted. Commandos, half painted. Corsairs, built but never primed or painted. Void Dancer Troop, half painted. Novitiates, built but never primed or painted. And Wormblade, built but never primed or painted. So the only one there that I kind of disqualified again, I wasn't ever going to pick Agents or Chaos Cultists, because I'm not sure what's going on with those, or Wormblade. But he had Night Lords on his list, and no one so far had Night Lords on their list, and Night Lords are my current jam, so I just want to see some Night Lords. And I know it's a hassle to get all that trim painted, so maybe that's the ideal team to put into a hobby challenge, so you've got that deadline and that external pressure to keep you powering through all of your Night Lords trim Crimson Templar. Zimbad wrote Ask Again later, which I didn't do, because when I was putting this slide deck together, I was also watching the Nova Open preview stream on the 1st of September. I realised regular channel members are watching this probably a lot later because of scheduling, but it was 3 in the morning when I was putting these slides together. I thought Zimbad's probably asleep, but I don't want to wait and not do it, so I'm just going to no name to paint Vespid. And if he doesn't want to paint Vespid and would never put Vespid on his list, then we'll negotiate and Zimbad will enter something else. Right, I'm going to see him tomorrow anyway. But Vespid seemed like a cool and arty choice that can be painted with whatever colour, and so assuming he's happy with that, you know, he did really lovely multicoloured Kroot, and so his multicoloured Kroot could be joined by some really lovely multicoloured Vespid. I think that would be pretty awesome. So yeah, Zimbad can paint some Vespid. Nice. What will Tron paint? So Tron wrote me another list. Not sure what the times 2s were all about, Tron. Alright. Novitiates, Pathfinders, Kansakin, Harazek Circle, Lead Disperonians. I have 5 each of the Immortals and Deathmarks from the Imperium magazine. Bloodied, Legionaries, Breachers, Kroot, Arbites, Commandos, Brood Brothers, Jaegers, Star Striders, and Galapox. Now, my thinking here was, Tron is in the Tale of 6 Gamers, and it's a huge joke that he paints far faster than anybody else in the group. So I wanted to give him a Horde team to slow him down. So I was looking at the Blooded and the Brood Brothers, and in many ways the Brood Brothers are the newer and improved Blooded in terms of their rules. They're both on the list, so like me, Tron is going to be painting Brood Brothers, and we're going to have Battle of the Brood Brothers between me and Tron. I think that would be pretty cool. So yeah, Tron, enjoy painting your Brood Brothers. What will Major Tom be painting? So Major Tom is the best painter than he thinks he is, right? Major Tom's a really good painter. I really enjoy looking at how Major Tom paints. I think that Mandrakes are a really interesting painting challenge. They're also a really modern team, so they're going to be around for a long time. So yeah, I'd like Major Tom to paint some Mandrakes. I also have the impression that Major Tom really enjoys Eldar as well. So yeah, Major Tom, Mandrakes, off you go. Have a great time. And then we're going to look at, last but not least, a Roboros. The first person to actually, I think these have been done in the reverse chronological order that people voted for, in case Oro's wondering why he's last. I think they're reverse chronological order that people voted in, right? So, Oro wrote a really long list. Compendium Talons, Compendium Ecclesiarchy, Commandos, Vetguard, Novitiates, Pathfinders, Legionaries, Corsairs, Blooded, Phobos, Harlequins, Galapox, Hunterclade, Farstalkers, Exaction Squad, Felgor, Chaos Cult, Scouts, Blades of Cain, Nemesis, Claw, and Mandrakes. Now, big long list. Now, what I know of Oro is he is a Dark Angel super fan, but to my knowledge, only really recently has painted Deathwing. Deathwing. I think it'd be interesting for him to paint some classic green Dark Angels. Now, obviously, he has to do Scouts. He doesn't have to do them as Dark Angels at all. These are just my suggestions. He didn't ask for a colour scheme, but I'd love to see them in that like slightly older school, slightly more vibrant green with like the bright red gun casings. I think that would look really cool, and it would be something that he could potentially mix in with his Deathwings if he chose to as well. So that'd be pretty funky. So that's it. Oro, enjoy your Scouts there. Final thoughts. So I'm looking forward to converting and painting my Brood Brothers. I know for a fact that I'm going to do a lot of conversion work on them because I want to make them. I want to use more parts from Imperial Guard on them as well. So you know, I think I'm going to buy a Command Squad and a Acadian upgrades set and various other bits to go alongside the Brood Brothers to try and like. I do want to definitely take that advice. That suggestion of them being a known regiment. I might even have them be because someone else said your model's your choice, so I might even have them be, you know, the same regiment as my Kazakin. That was kind of on my plans from the beginning anyway, and it ties in with some of the suggestions that I've got. So they'll be my guys, but from my known regiment is kind of where I'm answering that. And then we'll try. I was going to work in some orange and purple, but I think maybe instead I'll try and do pink and purple, since that's what my channel people have said in terms of colours, so that's what we're going to try and do. I hope everyone that participates is pleased with the team I've selected for them. I hope nobody feels irritated with the team I've selected for them or anything like that. Now, if you're watching this and you're not a paid member and you're feeling that you've missed out, well, you know, you have a little bit. The next hobby challenge, don't worry, will be free for everybody to enter again. This was just a special one-off, which I didn't want to open up to the general public in case I had to do like 1,000 entries or people that didn't actually like me came on to vote for something they knew that would irritate me. So that's why we did this one this way. But and as a way to say thank you to my channel members as well. But if you wanted to play along at home, you could organise a Secret Santa type thing within your kill team group. You know, if you play in a local group for 4 other guys or whatever, you could all like do a Secret Santa where you nominate, and if you wanted to actually do it at Christmas, you could even buy each other the kill teams and say like, right, everyone's going to buy a boxed kill team, and then the person they give it to has to paint the next, right? That would be a fun thing to do. But or you could just write down on a piece of paper in case people have things in their pile of shame, like, oh, you've got to paint your commandos. Okay, well, you've got to paint your novitiates. Okay, well, you've got to paint your phobos. And that'd be interesting as well. So let me know in the community if you like that idea and if you're going to go forwards and do it. I think sometimes it can be good to be kind of pushed out of your comfort zone and paint something that was in danger of continually slipping down your sort of priority pile. All right, guys, thanks for listening. I'm not entirely sure when this video's being released to the public. Obviously, you've got a lot of, which hopefully you've already seen now, a lot of stuff in this kill team hype period, and I don't like to put up more than one video every day because YouTube gets irritated with you if you do that as well. So, but hopefully you enjoyed the video and you're looking forward to seeing all of the lovely completed teams at the start of December, which feels like a million years away now, but it's only 3 months. Alright, cheery guy, bye bye, bye 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 bye, goodbye, bye, bye. Bye. Bye.